All right, and it looks like we're live. We made it in.
Good evening, Free Enterprise fans. Again, apologies for the technical issues. We had some issues getting going, but we joined this race in progress. I am Gamba017. I am joined tonight by the Graceless Gamer. How you doing today?
Pretty good. Looking forward to this match quite a bit.
As we get kind of everything squared away, looks like we had a Dark Knight Cecil Edward start. With some interesting objectives today. Two boss hunts, two locations, and rescuing the hostage on Mount Hobbs.
Yeah, and with Dark Knight, Cecil, and Edward, this is really not a starting team that people are looking forward to playing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of looting to start off the seed, a lot of shopping checks, trying to get anything we can to make it through these early bosses, or at least hopefully get a decent character up on Hobbs that can really jumpstart the team.
Yeah, you really want to see a nice J item so that you can like easily surpass Mount Hobbs and hope that that's a useful character and not a dupe.
And unfortunately, I think both runners went ahead and went through Baron, so we did not get to see who was in Baron in.
I did also miss that.
So I'm sure one of them will eventually get back there, and we'll be able to find out at that point. Looks like Pizza going straight up Hobbs, about to show us who that character is and who's up there.
Slippery playing it a little more safe and looting as much as he can before heading up there.
Again, I completely agree with Slippery's strategy. It's what I would do in his place is try to, again, their shopping checks, get what you can. That is a free fight, but a dupe character up on Hobbs.
I wonder if you don't take it just for the experience, though.
Well, I definitely would, and considering the fact it's an actual objective that you need to complete, I would go ahead and do that. And I believe that's why Pizza originally reset out and then came back in.
Yeah, that is going to be a slight unfortunate time loss for Pizza.
And our tracker loading us know that was Kane in Baron.
Oh, that's actually a really nice pickup if they can get that. And if they just find like even a Blizzard Spear, that would be huge for them.
And again, as our Restreamer pointed out, we do apologize about the adjustments on the fly. We were having some technical issues. Did a quick restream change last second. That's why we joined you in progress. Thank you so much for bearing with us.
Slippery doing some early shopping, maybe hoping to find some bows and arrows for Edward to make him a little more useful.
So with the S Pro flags, probably not going to be much of anything useful in the shops, even bow-wise, for Eddie off the bat. Most of the items you would need to really make him a valued contributor right now are going to be gated somewhere on the underground or up on the moon.
I cannot wait to see what strats they employ to try to get past these challenges. It looks like Pizza got through his King and Queen Evelyn fight though, and he's looting, going all the way back to the backside of Mount Hobbs to get the extra items.
Yeah, one thing with the T Pro on, it really makes locations like West Hobbs and Evelyn Castle and Watery Pass more lootable locations because of the amount of good loot you can get there. Biggest thing I saw there was a Gungnir Spear, so when we get that cane, that's going to be very nice.
Yeah, the sooner they get this cane, the better it's going to be in the long term for them. Hopefully they can find a decent K item that will lead them to another character early on.
Speaking of that Watery Pass check, Pizza parking down there and about to go check these couple chests down here, see if we get anything good out of them. That's a rose under the bed.
That would be pretty big for them. And still not a lot of damage output, unfortunately, but that's what the cane's for.
10 through 1 star veils here in the Kaipo shop. That's a decent shop.
Pizza looked like he left the watery pass before even fully looting it. I'm surprised at that.
I'll probably just only want to do the quick checks, not wanting to go, especially with no source of exit, didn't want to go all the way down.
Pizza finding star veils and really picking up on those.
Yeah, when you've got one of your objectives is to defeat Golbez, those star veils will probably come in very handy later on.
Especially if he's in a difficult spot like on the moon. That could be absolutely devastating without star veils.
I'm personally hoping for Golbez in Sealed Cave.
You're a mean, mean man.
So D-Lunars in the Mist Cave, not going to have to worry about them unless we happen to find a Fu, so yeah, then those might get defeated. Otherwise, I think they'll be left alone.
Slippery finally taking on King and Queen Eblin himself. Resetting out, that's surprising.
I wonder if either racer remembers that, oh, it's going right back in, so maybe he just now remembered, hey, yeah, this isn't actually an objective, I need to go ahead and do it.
Looks like Pizza's gonna finally take the plunge into Antlion Cave. Hopefully he finds some loot here that really empowers the team.
Yeah, this is a party that, after doing these early checks, if you can find enough J items, would probably immediately go Ordeals just to get that Cecil online. Because while he's in Dark Knight form, he is not going to contribute very much. And with Edward as your secondary, again, we just don't have much DPS.
We would actually super love to see a black sword here, because that would increase the amount of damage this team could output significantly.
I did see a great bow, so at least it's not the best bow in the world, but at least it's something for Edward to actually make him at least a contribution to the team for right now.
And some mute arrows I think I just saw, so that could do some work.
Yeah, especially against if we end up with a mage type boss anywhere here or on Deals or Fabul, that would be very helpful.
Slippery finishing up the King and Queen Eblon spot.
So both our racers have completed objective number 4. They have both rescued the hostage on Mount Hobbs. Unfortunately, it was a duplicate, so they didn't actually get them. But at least one objective down, 4 to go.
Alright, and we're going to see what the boss at the Antlion Cave is. It looks like it's going to be Valvalis.
If there's any place you want to see Val, this is going to be one of the places you do, because she's not going to have much evade here. You can actually hit her.
Pizza resetting out anyways.
Looks like he's going to go ahead and exit back out. I don't blame him for this. We know Valvalis cannot block progression in these flag sets. So probably going to go check some other spots and then come back here a little later when he got a better party, some better DPS.
Maybe even a source of exit would be helpful.
Yeah, because as I was saying, it's a spot where you can hit her. She's not going to have the full evade, but at the same point, it's just going to be a long slog. And if you can wait and come back to it later, it's probably better off that way.
Absolutely, and we see Pizza going to Chocobo Forest.
Doing a quick Chocobo treasure chest check. I've seen a lot of runners start doing that. Again, with that T-Pro flag set, it's occasionally you find something very, very good in one of those chests.
All right, and Pizza is heading into the Fabul fight. We'll see what that's going to be. Meanwhile, Slippery is going to take on Valvalis himself, and we'll see how he reacts to that.
Looks like we have Odin trying to invade the Kingdom of Fabul today. And Pizza, having lit arrows, tosses them on Edward, is about to go to town. And also has a throw rage, which will be very helpful.
Yeah, it's still going to be a matter of whether or not he can outspeed that Odin attack that's going to come out here in a few turns.
Yeah, it'd be nice and helpful if Pizza Cecil could actually hit, but Edward gets the job done.
Underrated Edward coming through in the clutch.
In the meantime, Slippy is slowly but surely working on getting through that Valvalis.
And we get the Twin Heart for Fabul Castle reward. So that opens up another spot. Not something I would go and take on with this team currently as it is, but it's an option for people to look at in the future.
Yeah, I said Twin Harp is always a crowd favorite, giving us music, but again, the party we've got, not really built for it. In the meantime, Slippery is through that Valvalis and Antline, about to find out what's hiding down there.
Well, that Avenger Sword is going to be super useful for Cecil once we get him online.
But unfortunately, it's not the value we were looking for, so Slippery perfectly content there to walk it back out, because that's going to be very useful later on, as you said.
And Pizza finding Ether 1s if they come across a Tella or a Fuso, yeah, that's going to be extremely useful.
Oh yes, Ethers are very, very, very useful with this flag set, with as it's aforementioned Fu or Tella. Just their limited MP pools, you use those to keep them stocked up, keep them casting.
Slippery heading into Fabul Castle himself now after beating Antlion Cave.
Yeah, the runners kind of high-fiving each other, one on the way in, one on the way out. Pizza heading straight to her deals. Well, no, heading to Valor first. We're all going to do a little bit more shopping looting.
I am unsure if Slippery also found the lit arrow, so I don't know if this is going to be as easy for him as it was for Pizza. Pizza finding the black sword, thankfully. That's going to help out on a lot of these upcoming boss fights.
It's an interesting pickup at this point, because I would fully expect them to go straight to ordeals from this. You'd only get use out of it for 2 fights. So I guess he feels it's worth the money just for those 2 fights.
It depends on how hard the spots are going to be, too. It might be like near impossible to get through it without the black sword, so I can see the upsides and downsides to both choices here.
Very true. You see Pizza going ahead and making sure he's got that equipped, moving some people around, about to climb up ordeals. Nope, going to check the Chocobo Forest first.
Slippery just barely making it through the Odin fight.
Sometimes it's better to just get squeaked by at the skin of your teeth.
Pizza making his way up ordeals, finding a silk web along the way. That's going to be helpful.
Oh yeah, Silk Web casting that double slow, mainly used on Zeroma's fight to slow him down, make it easier, but can also be very helpful against certain bosses that are very, very fast, such as Plague or Kanazo, even Octoman in certain situations.
And the Boreas is also welcome going into these with a little bit slightly on the low damage.
And we have a computer that somehow got drug up a mountain and left on top of the bridge.
This is not one of my favorite spots to see this, especially when your team doesn't have a lot of great healing options.
Yeah, it was only about 2,300 damage or so on the main CPU, but again, with this party, it is going to be a long slog.
The end result will be really worth it with an Avenger Cecil, but Pizza didn't finish Antlion Cave, so he's probably going to be stuck with whatever weapon he has on hand.
We see we're doing about 200 to 300 damage per round, so it's going to take us about 10 to 11 rounds, whereas 10 rounds of that attacker going off is all it's going to take to kill us, so it's a race against time.
Like Chad is saying, they should have some Cure 2s on hand, so this shouldn't be all that lethal, but it's going to do some work on them.
Yeah, if I'm Pizza, I'm counting the number of attacks the attacker gets off, and then attack 6 or 7, I'd probably go ahead and use a Cure 2 on each of them and continue on. Meantime, Slippery finds Silk Webs and Thor Rages for sale in the city.
You love to see some early Thor Rages.
Ooh, and Edward ran out of arrows on Pizza's screen, having to punch the CPU.
Pizza finding like 7 different types of arrows during this entire thing, so I think that they're going to be fine. Killing off the attacker, though?
It looks like he knew he was close, so he just went ahead and took the attacker down.
Yeah, made it through the other side. We're going to go ahead and see what that second boss here is in just a sec.
Okay, I want to point out something that we just saw on Slippery's screen. We saw DKC talking to Kane in Vernon and then being attacked from behind by DKC.
Finding the Mist Dragon and Baron in, and Baigen as the second spot on Mount Ordeals.
Both of these bosses in these particular spots are not fun. I'm not sure Slippery's got the DPS to get through this, and there's the reset. And Pizza should, again, the same thing. I don't know if we've got the DPS to get through this year.
This is a rough early couple of places in this seed.
Yeah, that Baigen right arm vampire doing 200 plus damage. And the physical attacks, thankfully, aren't going to be too bad, but that vampire on that back arm is going to be a pain.
Pizza hitting decently well with both of his characters. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get through this easily, though.
I do like Pizza's strategy, though. Doing the only attacking the main body, leaving the arm alone. That way he doesn't accidentally get the cover. I have to deal with both arms again.
That's true, although sometimes having it waste a turn on recover can be really useful, but there goes down the Dark Knight Cecil, while Slippery has decided to change how he's going and go up Ordeals himself.
So yeah, Pizza's able to get his Dark Knight up, get him completely cured, and is back on the attack.
And that is Baigen down. Hopefully he can kill that right arm before it explodes, and there we go. We're moving on.
And really, having Edward dead at the end of that fight, it's not going to hurt. You don't necessarily want Edward to get all the levels in the world. The lower level he is, the better off he is later game.
Yeah, especially with the spoon flag off in these flag sets. And Edward having low levels isn't the world's worst thing.
So to answer your question in chat, the spoon flag, there's a flag in this randomizer where the spoon can become equipable by Edward. And it makes him very, very much a beast. Gives him 255 attack power, and you can go to town on pretty much anybody.
Pizza finding the Sand Ruby in the inner part of Mount Ordeals is going to give him immediate access to a Rosa once he beats this boss.
And it's
Yikes.
On the bright side at this point, you only have 2 characters, so it's Shadow's not going to be an issue at all. It's just a matter of, can you get that Star Veil up? And it looks like you should be fine.
Yeah, Edward hiding, which is a good play here. And beating this will give them their 5th objective complete.
Yes, so we're going to be about 20 minutes in and already have 2 objectives down. It's shaping out to be a pretty quick siege.
We'll see how quick it is with that one moon fight that we've got to do and the hiding boss, Octomam.
Plus, at this point, we don't have our way underground, so either Baron Inn is going to have Hook, Magma, or another chain, or else our way underground might be behind the Twin Heart.
Yeah, the Twin Heart could be our way forward. And Pizza makes it through the other side, and it's probably going to head back down.
Yeah, the one good thing about if it is behind Twin Harp, we do have the 3rd character in Rosa we can get from the Sand Ruby. There is that cane at Baron Inn we can probably pick up. 4 characters, Twin Harp's not as scary looking.
Slippery making it past CPU, so next up for them is Baigen. See how they react to that.
In the meantime, Pizza is heading back down, and we'll see where his next stop is. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go straight to Kaipo to grab that Rosa.
I would be really surprised if that wasn't an immediate get.
And while Pizza doesn't know it, grabbing that Rosa is going to be incredibly helpful for that Baron Inn fight. Again, D-Mist is going to hit 3 times and then go into Mist form. With the Paladin Cecil, if you've got enough good gear, hopefully D-Mist isn't going to be doing much damage. Cecil can cover everybody, and they can just kind of sit there and might take a while, but get through that fight.
Well, and with that being one of the 2 possible ways forward, and both of them are looking to be extremely difficult at this point, that might be the best option.
A tracker pointing out as well, with Pizza picking up the Rosa, maybe he makes another crack at Antlion, take out that Valvalus.
Getting that Avenger sword for Pizza would be a game changer at this point.
So Pizza turning into Sand Ruby, getting his Rosa. Meanwhile, Slippery, working on that Baigen, has already taken 1 reset to him, trying to get a little bit better this time.
Toss that Boreas in hopes that that would do the extra damage he needs to get through this fight.
Pizza heading straight down towards Baron Inn. He's going to go find out the news about the D-Mist in the 2nd spot.
Taking the time to really equip up his team. They don't have a lot at this point, but that rune ring should help. Not with D-Mist necessarily, but in the long run.
Yeah, the Gaia Helm as well is going to give Rosa a lot more magic attack and defense.
Go into the forest in order to see what hidden items are here. A Dragon Helm is not that bad.
Especially right now with the Paladin Cecil, it's a lot better than the Samurai he's currently using.
And Slippery making it through Baigen with both of his characters alive. And he's going to be getting his Sand Ruby here in just a second as well. Gonna heal and save up first, it looks like.
Yeah, I completely agree with that play. You don't know what's in that room. Make the save first, and he's probably gonna be glad about it once he sees a Golbez.
Absolutely, especially since he already used his Boreas item to get through Baigen, whereas Pizza had it still available for him for that fight.
So Pizza getting through DKC, getting life off on Rosa to get her the experience, and we'll see how he takes care of this Demus here in a second.
Time for Golbez round 2.
It's a Silk Web. Look at that.
Yeah, I think the full party is stacked up with bow and arrows as well, so it's going to be mostly a physical fight here, it looks like.
It looked like Demus did about 50 damage to Cecil, if I saw that right. So if they get the other two characters down to low health, Cecil should be able to use cover strats to take care of this pretty easily.
Yeah, it's going to be a long fight if they can manage that, but they'll get through it.
But instead, resetting out.
Slippery getting some star veils up here.
It looks like Slippery also put the Avenger straight on Cecil.
Yeah, that's not going to be the most useful thing in the world because of how the Avenger messes around with stats. But he does get through it and now has an Avenger Cecil. And that's going to put Slippery in a really nice position.
Meantime, Pizza looks like they are going to not worry about bearing in for right now, do some shopping in Troya, and might go to Twin Party.
And chat would love that, and so would I.
Picking up that exit from the shop there, would not be surprised to see him dive that cave with an exit in hand.
Fingers crossed.
Meantime, Slippy going ahead trying to gear up his Cecil before heading back down the mountain.
Probably gonna go pick up his Rosa as well as soon as possible. Pizza making the play to Eblon Castle to get more loot and fight some trapped chests, probably.
Don't blame him here. Give him the trapped chest here. Give some pretty good experience, especially if you can find the right ones. Should be able to get through at least 2 of them that I can think of without too much difficulty.
And Rosa does need a lot of experience, so this could be really good. And there's the Kaipo play for Slippery, heading in now.
Pizza looks like he's only interested really in looting right now, not interested in the trap chest. Resets out before even looking to see what it was.
His team is just a little too weak, I think, without hourglasses to take on some of these fights, so I'm not surprised.
Oh, but I saw a crystal helm there pick up from that chest. That'll be nice to turn Cecil into a tank.
That's a second reset out for Pizza, and Slippery is leaving Kaipo, it looks like now.
It'll be interesting to see if Slippery decides to go back, try that Baron in fight again. Now he's got 3 characters.
And an Avenger Cecil.
Looks like they're going to show us who's in the waterfall first.
Immediately resetting out. So fast that I didn't even get to see who was in that spot.
I don't think he did either. I think he was only looking to see if it was a vanilla Octomam. As soon as they saw it wasn't, just decided to reset.
That's fair. Did Pizza seems to be over Eblon Castle and is trying to figure out where I want to go next.
Looks like they're going to loot the other end of Watery Pass.
This is a good chance for them to either get good gear or gear to sell for money.
Itself will be nice if we can find Iridia.
Early Rydia with Sylph can be an absolute lifesaver.
I find this an interesting play by Slippery, taking on the Demoners in this cave. Unfortunately, Rosa does not live through it. It's not going to get any experience.
Yeah, that is surprising after dodging out of the waterfall cave.
It looks like both our runners reconverging on Baron Inn. Going to do a little bit of minuing, and probably about to both take on that Baron Inn fight again.
Slippery's going to be in a really good position for this fight. Now, that...
Cure 2s for sale in that Baron Inn, Baron shop. That's going to be pretty handy coming up right here.
They're both going in at about the same time.
Slippery deciding to just go ahead and fight DKC or try to take out the 400 hit points instead of waiting on the 3 waves.
Makes it through. Saves himself some time.
Unfortunately, leaves Rosa with only 12 hit points. It's not necessarily a good thing. Then again, if we got some good equipment again, Cecil will cover Rosa during this fight.
Covers, but that Cecil took a lot of damage there.
Yeah, I just realized he's still front row. That's going to be not a fun thing, and down he goes.
And they're both in the fight, struggling. I wonder which one will get out the other side first.
I think Pizza's got the better setup here, having all his characters back road. They're going to be taking a lot of damage, but should be able to survive a couple hits with Cecil. So we see the first turn from Mist on Slippery's side. Looks like we might be having the same here in Pizza side here in a second.
Slippery's Rosa being relegated to just only Cure 1.
It's not necessarily a bad plan to just use Rosa to cure only, let Cecil and Edward do your damage.
They're both getting it through there, or getting through it just very slowly. It's going to be a longer fight.
Yeah, by the end of it, you got a key item, plus the bonus key item from D-Mist, plus you'll have a cane, so it makes it very worth it.
Absolutely.
But while they slog away, I do want to just give a quick shout out to the rest of our Restream team. We've got Antidel doing the tracking today, making sure to let us know what key items and what objectives we've got done. And Poydrak is doing our restream, who is Poydrak tirelessly trying to make sure all these races are restreamed, put on whatever channels we have available for you guys to watch. Definitely go give them follows, give them love. We appreciate all the work they do.
And Pizza making it through the other side, gonna get his cane and the darkness crystal, early darkness crystal, which means access to another character check, which could be very helpful moving forward.
It also means that D-Mist is either that D-Mist or that Twin Harp is going to hold progression.
That's right. Progression underground cannot be gated by the moon, I believe.
Nope, not in this flag set.
So if I'm Pizza, I'm gonna go immediately check. Yep, gonna immediately check that Mist Dragon.
Wisely parking on the right side of Mist just in case D-Mist gives package.
And the item is going to be the hook. So we have both underground, well, not immediate underground access, but we have a way to get there, and 2 character checks available to us as well.
And we went from having a party of 2 to about to have possible 6 total people, so maybe getting rid of 1.
Yeah, since this flag set, there's only 7 characters available out of all of them, and you can't recruit any dupes. You really want to check as many of those as you can to fill out your party.
So Pizza looking like he's going to turn in that darkness crystal, head straight up to the moon, probably do a character check.
I would also imagine a shop check because it's gated behind a key item, so there might be some really worthwhile stuff up there if he's been hoarding a bunch of loot.
It'll also be interesting to see if he tries to do any type of quick grind up here. I know there's a couple of different options that, while are still dangerous, aren't that bad off for this party makeup.
Absolutely. It would be difficult fights, but the end experience I think would be really worthwhile, and it looks like Slippery makes it through the other side from the D-Mist as well. Gonna be happy to get his Darkness Crystal also.
So Pizza on his way to the moon. Slippery is going to equip that cane up with everything that he can.
I don't recall if Pizza did that. I hope he doesn't forget before he goes into a difficult boss fight.
Well, I know Pizza usually waits until he has to do a menu to do any type of equipping, so probably just waiting until the next time he tries to save or the next time he tries to go to the menu for anything.
And it looks like the new moon character is going to be a Tella.
That is a very spicy play right here. Having Tella and having already done ordeals, that opens up the possibility of a D machine grind. We have seen Enzers succeed, so definitely could go straight to the giant, slingshot that cane, and just everything else in the seed would just be nothing.
That's true, and also it makes Antlion Cape just a little bit more tempting knowing that he can exit out of there. And since he has a cane as well.
And just a Soma drop in the Moonshot, but still, with the Tella in your party, buying one of those would not be a bad idea.
Just a little on the pricey end, though, unfortunately. We have Pizza going immediately into the Giant of Babel.
I think we're about to see a D machine grind.
You do have a cane, I think, is in range for a slingshot here right now. Maybe also a Cecil.
Now, I think if Cecil got levels from that DKC fight to throw him out of slingshot range. Same with his Rosa, but Kane definitely going to be able to slingshot.
Slippery making his way to the moon as well, finding those Soma drops and immediately sleeping on them. Probably going to go do the character check next.
It would be interesting to see if Slippery decides to go straight back to that shop after getting that Tella and going ahead and picking up one of those Soma drops.
Pizza making his way through the giant. Probably I can't imagine that he'd be doing anything else other than setting up for a D-machine grind, which is entirely possible because all the enemies in the fight do percentage damage instead of straight hits.
Yeah, going straight to that save point, popping the save, putting Tella in that middle slot, and just going to set up everything as ready as he can.
Even just a few D-machines dead from this fight would do a world of good for this team.
In the meantime, Slippy gets the Tella and heading straight back down to Earth. I don't think they went and turned in their D-mission yet, so they don't have the hook yet.
Correct. I wonder if they're going to do, if they maybe even forgot about it. Slippery going shopping right now instead of heading immediately to Mist, so fingers crossed that he hasn't forgotten. Slippery heading to Troya.
Wonder if they're about to go give us our Twin Heart check.
They are! Get excited.
The Slippery still has missed the D-Mist pickup, hasn't he? He doesn't have still doesn't have the hook.
Correct. And I wonder how long it's going to be before he realizes he forgot that. Meanwhile, we have Pizza trying to kill these beamers to see if this is the fight they're looking for.
And this is the one bad thing about trying to do a D-Machine grind at these levels is you still gotta get through these beamers first. And they have a lot of health.
Luckily, like the D-Machine, they do percentage-based damage with their attacks.
They're also susceptible to weaks, which thankfully Tella knows.
And I believe Pizza went and picked up a bunch of ethers before coming up here, so they should be set to hopefully kill a few D-Machines and get some life potions on there as well.
So it looks like he might only have 9 life pots if I saw that correct in his inventory.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a team that's going to get to full levels from this, but they're gonna benefit from a significant level boost here, I'd imagine.
Yeah, especially with Pizza knowing right now, barring this Twin Heart being a magma key, that it's going to be a hook seed.
And Slippery making it to the Dark Elf. Everybody but Tella immediately downed.
Meantime, Pizza did find the right fight, going in steam machines and starting to get to work.
All right, and now we're getting ready to hear our music. So I think that Gambit and I are going to go quiet for a little while so we can all listen to the tunes.
So chat letting us know it's the Mystic Quest Tower theme tonight. We have Dr. Luge as our boss here.
A lot of magic resistance in this spot, but thankfully Slippery's team isn't too heavily focused on spells.
Yeah, thankfully with three berserking characters with Kane, Cecil, and Edward, should be able to get through it pretty well.
The Avenger Cecil is definitely going to put in some work here. And because this is 2 boss fights, we'll be able to hear the music for twice as long.
Well, at least until Dr. Luge decides to change, and then unfortunately we will lose our music because Luge likes to be a killjoy.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Learn something new every day. Slippery not killing Luge before he becomes Balnab Z.
The amount of HP that's here, that doesn't necessarily surprise me. We'll probably end up seeing Balnab Z explode as well.
Getting through that first fight okay, and going into the second form.
That appears where Luge tells us it's time for the real fight. He'll change into his undead form, and then we'll lose the music.
Meanwhile, Pizza's still working on the D machines. I can't imagine that he's got much longer with them.
Slippery finding out that this fight is a lot harder than it seems. Again, that high magic resist. Everybody makes it impossible to berserk. So
Getting through the other side though, and we're gaining a decent amount of experience in the process. We're going to see what that key item here is here in just a sec.
meantime, looks like Pizza is done with their D machine grind. It's 31 levels on the Rosa.
And we have the rat tail on Slippery's side, which if he finds the hook is going to be the right play, or going to be an immediate check for him if he wants it.
It looks like we got about 30 levels across the board for Pizza. Kane up to level 42, Cecil to 43, Rosa to 42.
Checking the boss spot at the giant just to make sure it isn't Octomam.
That look like Maggot Sisters to me, so I'm not going to be doing that.
Slippery looking at his tracker a while back, trying to figure out what he's missed.
Now, to answer your question in chat, Hook is from Rydia's mom, so that's all Slippery needs to get underground. Unfortunately, I don't think he quite realizes it.
Pizza's starting to walk out of the giant, or warp out of the giant, it looks like.
It looks like Slippery's going to head into the giant and probably going to go do a D-Machine grind for themselves at this point.
Hopefully he figures out what he forgot while he's doing the grind. Pizza still has the choice of 3 checks now. Ant Lion Cave, I believe, Twin Harp, and Going Down Hook.
If I'm Pizza right here, I believe he's going to just go ahead and dive that hook route. Go ahead and see what we can do about getting underground.
Especially opening or starting with that tower key that opens or adds quite a bit to the underground that he has immediate access for.
Yeah, looks like Slippery has made it to the save point. It's going to see saving their game and setting up for their D-Machine grind now.
We'll probably want to make sure he takes off that Avenger before he gets into that fight.
Also, I couldn't quite tell, but did they move their Tele to the center slot?
No, they moved the Cecil to the center slot. Meanwhile, Pizza is diving into Eblin Cave.
That could be a little bit interesting on Slippery's side. Tele not in the center slot, doesn't get the accuracy bonus, is very prone to missing weak if he's not in that spot.
Pizza finding something in the weapon shop in Evelyn Cave that interests him.
Looks like Slippery has found the fight he believes is going to be a D-Machine. Just has to get rid of the searchers.
And Pizza is heading on his way to check his character and the boss and the Rubicante spot. And that looks like it's a dupe Rosa. I didn't get to see who the boss was, though. Looks like Slippery is having trouble defeating the Beamers. Pizza looks like he is skipping the Mad Ogre chest checks for the extra experience, feeling confident enough in his levels to not need it.
After doing that mini D-Machine grind, I don't blame him. It should be fine to get through whatever's down here. As we can see, Slippery has found the D machine grind. Let's see if Tella can actually hit these weeks.
That would be pretty disheartening to like go through all that work defeating those beamers only to find out that you can't hit the D machines and have to reset basically. Pizza saving and tenting up before the fight.
And that is the Fabul Gauntlet at King Queen Evelyn.
That is not something you are thrilled to see.
I mean, the one good thing is this spot normally would not yield any EXP, but because of the way the Alt Gauntlet works, you'll get the experience from the fights.
I am just unsure how much that's going to mean to this team of mid-30s already.
That's a good point. It's the last thing Pizza needs here is actually more XP with that mini D machine grind. It'll also be interesting to see exactly how far Slippery takes their D machine grind. If they're going to go for a small one just in the mid-30s, or if they're pushing to try to get to Zeromus levels already.
Well, if they don't realize that they've missed the hook, they may have to make the moon play and hope to come across like a magma key or something.
I mean, it could be interesting if Slippery does do a large enough D machine, ends up getting enough levels to clear Moon here and gets that magma key. Could help make up some time, especially if, again, one of our judges is a Master Moon A Alter, or if the Octoman is actually up on the moon and can go ahead and take it out. Could make it a lot easier to clear, whereas Pizza's having to kind of claw and grind, not very hard, but get through that hook route.
Yeah, if Slippery somehow finds both Octomam and Massa Moon and the magma key on the moon, they are going to be in a crazy good position, because I doubt that Pizza's going to check the moon for a while.
Yeah, if I'm in Pizza's spot here, I get underground, I go to Dwarf Castle to get rid of that objective. And since I've got a tower key, I go ahead and run tower 2. Then probably go Fey March and Silk Cave.
I would be surprised if we didn't see some immediate looting from Pizza once he got into the underworld. He's got some decent equipment from what I've seen, but nothing that's gonna help him with like a lot of later boss fights.
That is a Bahamut, which that is super free as long as you've got Star Veils, and I'm pretty sure their Rosa already has Wall learned, so probably not going to have any issue here.
No, I would be surprised myself. I think even Tella is going to be able to cast Wall.
Also Kane with a Gunmere Spear.
Yeah, that is going to put in some work. It does look like Slippery is doing quite a few more D machines than Pizza did. It's going to get possibly significantly higher levels off of this.
And the only thing I can see with Slippery as well, they don't really have anyone they can slingshot here. Kane and everybody got the XP from the fight at Trinheart. So everybody's around the same level. So unfortunately not a good slingshot. Looks like about 27 to 30 levels.
No, that's I saw a couple 17s and a couple 21s. So it looks like they're doing the same thing Pizza did, getting into the mid 30s.
That's going to make it pretty hard for slippery42 to catch up, considering that he's basically in a worse off position than Pizza is, just kind of farther behind. He's going to have to make the right plays and find the right key items, and if he's going to want to win the.
Well, I didn't see what Pizza got in his drops, but I saw a Siren drop there from in Slippery's case. So I feel it's going to be a mini grind later down the road to try to help get some levels.
And Pizza making it through Bahamut and moving into the underground at 1 hour and 3 minutes, it looks like.
And I can't tell if Slippery just forgot to turn encounters off, or is going levels like they're running now. Probably just forgot to turn encounters off. But you see Pizza checking the tracker, seeing Dwarf Castle is required, and making a beeline straight there. That is an evil wall as the first spot in Dwarf Castle, if I saw that right.
That is correct. That is going to be a super duper fun evil wall.
So Pizza, I believe, has got the levels for it. Meanwhile, Slippery looks like they're going back for some more D Machine.
Didn't feel like the levels he got were quite enough to face the fights that he's planning on taking.
And that is unfortunately not the D Machine fight. That is the Horseman fight. But it looks like Slippery might be thinking about just doing it, trying to get whatever levels they can from.
Evil Wall hitting Telehard, but not really anyone else so far. And Pizza makes it through the other side of the Evil Wall. Is going to get a character check here.
Yeah, again, with the levels that Pizza got even from that mini D Machine grind, not really much on these little levels going to have any issues.
Finding a Foo is really nice, though.
Takes the food, gets rid of the Edward, and we find a very easy fight here in the Dark Imps.
The Foo already has 1500 HP, so it's probably got some pretty good spells. Makes it through the other side of Dwarf Castle, and we're about to see what the key item check is there.
And it looks like Slippery is once again going back for more grinding. Found another Searcher Beamer fight. Don't know if we got D Machines or Horsemen.
And I didn't see what Pizza got from the key item, did you?
Unfortunately, I didn't either.
Yeah, I dropped the frame right as it was being picked up. Pizza moving to the land of summon monsters here to check on his free key item check here, and maybe see if he can find Octomam in one of the boss spots.
Our tracker Antidale pointing out that
Pizza got the pan from Dwarf Castle, so that's going to be actually a huge help to prevent us from having to make 2 different checks through the Sylph Cave. Go down there, whack a monk, go straight to Sheila, get Sheila 1 and 2 with no problem.
Yeah, this is just going to be a stopover on the way to the Sylph Cave then.
Again, if Octomam does happen to be down here, Pizza does have the levels to make that attempt. Whether they actually do it or not, don't know yet, but it's there. And again, I unfortunately lost the frames when we picked up the chest, so I didn't see what we got.
Same here, unfortunately. So we're just gonna hope to see what bosses are here. And
Our tracker once again coming through in a clutch. So yeah, so it was a samurai helm in the rat tail chest. Not really very helpful.
luckily, they have 3 more free key item checks to check out here, so that makes up for it.
Well, like a Lunar Sparkle and dolls in the King and Queen Fame March.
The dolls should be relatively easy here, as
Now it's like Pizza's gonna go ahead and try to take on the dolls. Shouldn't have too big an issue with them. Slippery still going through another D machine, probably trying to just get as many levels as they can. Yeah, to answer your question in chat, we are aware that we are dropping frames and we're losing stream sometimes. We're having some background issues. Playback is doing everything he can to solve them. Unfortunately, it's not really him, it's the internet right now. So please bear with us. We are going to try to commentate and get through this as best we can.
Pizza heading to Sylph Cave to whack Yang over the head with a pan. And it looks like Slippery is done with round 2 or of the D machine grind.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to knock out that alert.
Finding the package from the Sylphs here. So another character check, albeit a very long one, and I'm not sure who they would want to pick up at this point.
It looks like our tracker marked down the pigtail was the reward for beating the dolls, if I'm not mistaken.
Since Pizza hasn't done Twin Harp yet, he doesn't have access to the rat tail, which is going to make going and picking up or turning in the pink tail a little less enticing.
Meantime, Slippery checking a look to see who's at the element spots. Find the Maga sisters. And it looks like they're going to reset out, I believe. Meanwhile, I want to say hello to our friends from Random Mania 2 who just came from watching Night Dew and Scratch Dragon. I hope that was a very good race. Not sure if I want to be spoiled or not on it because I kind of want to go back and watch it myself.
Pizza finding his own Avenger from turning in the pink tail. That's going to be very helpful.
It'll be interesting to see if Pizza does eventually go back to Antlion and go take on that Valvalis, because we know that Valvalis in the Antlion Cave gives us another Avenger. Having both Cecil and Kane and the ability to Avenger them both could make Z very trivial.
We may be getting music from Pizza, actually. Slippery looks like he finally realizes what he left behind and is going to go get the hook from Rydia's mom.
That's going to be great for Slippery, and with the levels they've got from their grinds, that hook path is going to be absolutely no problem for them.
So it looks like both runners are retreading ground, so we'll see what happens. Slippery actually still has the rat tail check to turn in first, and if that leads to a magma key, he can completely ignore going through the hook route.
True, because as you said, we know the rat tail is going to come from this twin heart check, which Pizza is doing now, so has not had a chance to turn it in yet.
Finding only a legend sword from the rat tail, it's not going to get them much progression.
No, but if we end up picking up an adamant along the way, that gets us an Excal for Cecil. And I think anyone would agree going Excal into Avenger on Cecil is only bested by if you find the Crystal Sword.
Slippery heading to Eblon Cave, gonna find his dupe Rosa and head on down to fight some bosses.
In the meantime, Pizza giving us the reprisal of our Mystic Quest music for tonight. At this point, with the levels Pizza has, Luge is not going to be long from this world.
Yeah, he just tore through Dr. Luge.
Luge didn't even get a chance to transform. You'd love to see it.
And that's gonna be a rat tail for Pizza. I wonder if he's going to turn right back around and immediately go turn that in as well to get his legend sword.
Now, Slippery checking the weapon and armor shop in Eblin finds curse strings for sale. I'm not sure if Pizza actually found that or not.
I'm just realizing that if Pizza goes and gets that legend sword, I think they'll be at 10 key items and we'll start getting double experience. And that could be really useful when you have a boss fight on the moon that's required. Slippery taking on the Staleman chess. I don't think for the experience, I guess hopefully trying to find a key item that's useful for his party.
Possibly. I mean, maybe this doesn't like the equipment they currently have. Meantime, Pizza looks like they're going up. Does it sound like they're going up Zod?
It would be surprising if they went up Zot when they have the tower key.
Well, I'm wondering if they got an Earth Crystal from that rat tail check, and we just unfortunately didn't see it on our screen.
The rat tail led to the legend sword though, so I don't think so.
Oh, well, maybe they're just doing a quick cheeky check for Octomammoth.
That's entirely possible, and a play you don't normally see. Rivers in chat confirming that he's gonna go hunt for the Octo.
Yeah, it looks like didn't find it, reset out, is now heading up to Tower of Babel.
2 bosses, 2 key item checks here. One of the last places he has to go before the moon unless he finds a rabbit hole.
Now, Tracker Antidale pointing out that Pizza has not actually checked Sheila 1 or 2 yet. Has whacked on with the pan, just hasn't actually gone back to Fabul yet.
That's surprising that they would choose to do that over or go to the tower over checking Sheila.
Interesting. Pizza checks the tower key, finds Dark Elf, and resets out.
Maybe not really worrying what the key items are here at this point, and instead checking more for the boss monsters, trying to find that.
I guess that's a good point. I mean, I still, in this situation, probably would have done the fight, possibly doing top of tower as well, just to see, because we still need Earth Crystal or Baron Key or Luca Key for possible boss checks.
Instead, looks like they're going to the moon.
Yeah, I might want to go ahead and just dive into the Luber subterranean, see if they find the Optimum Mammoth there. I mean, that's with that and the Vanilla Masame altar, that's the only things they have left.
Yeah, if they can look into the Octomam on the moon with its 6 boss spots, they can just be in go mode already.
Yeah, checking the value K first, and only a Mom.
Looks like immediate resetting out. Gonna go check what's in the lunar subterranean.
So if I'm Pizza and I'm doing just a boss hunt check here, I'd probably do top down and check the Pale Dim spot first.
That makes sense to me as well. Slippery on the other side, taking on the Mad Ogre chest here.
Maybe they're looking for, again, more good items, because they sure don't need the levels at this point.
No, their team is pretty strong now.
And Pizza doing exactly what I thought he'd do, heading straight into the Pale Dim spot.
And we're gonna see what that is in just a second here.
It's a Leviathan.
Not what you're looking for, really.
No, not the sea monster we wanted.
Resets out. Back to Bahamut Cave. Is gonna have to fly back over real quick before heading back down.
At this point, they probably just dive straight down into the lunar subterranean, head down to the save point down there, save the game, and then go checking.
Absolutely. The 3 boss spots at the bottom of the lunar subterranean are really close by to each other.
To give a brief recap for those of you who joined us from Random Mania, started out fairly quick. DKC Edward start, DKC on Hobbs. Antlion had Vabalis, which had an Avenger. D-Mist was second fight in Baron Inn, gave us the hook. Baron Inn gave us the Darkness Crystal, and for the most part, there was a D-Machine by Pizza, got him to the level 30s, and Slippery went and did a couple different D-Machines, and that's pretty much the separation at this point. Yeah, Pizza heading straight down, about to get to that lower save point, save his game there, and then start checking to see who's down here.
Looks like Slippery made it through the Mad Ogre fight and is going to continue moving on down as well.
Yeah, it looks like they're already taking on that Gauntlet in the King Queen Evelyn spot. Slippy going to the White Spear altar. And I don't think it was on demand because we've already reset and we're going back to the ribbon spot. And the ribbon spot was the Kaipo Guard, which would be absolutely great if not for the fact we've already done our grind.
Yeah, a couple life glitches would give a ton of experience, especially... Well, no, you never went to pick up the Legend Sword or check Sheila, so it was still only at 9 key items for Pizza.
That's a Wyvern in the Yogo Pogo spot.
Yeah, required Wyvern. That's not going to be pleasant to get through.
Not pleasant for the runners, but incredibly pleasant for us to watch. Yeah, going back to circle back what you're saying about the Kaipo Guard fight, especially with Fuso getting a party, as long as he's at full power, use the Fatal Spell on the officer, queue up a couple life glitches with people, you can probably get 2, 3, maybe even 4 if you get lucky, life glitches off.
All right, and Pizza's checking the Wyvern spot here, and it looks like we have a Pale Dim, and that's an immediate reset out. Meanwhile, Slippery has made his way to Bahamut and is working on that.
Yeah, so at this point, Pizza knows it's either going to be a key item hunt to try to find Earth Crystal, Baron Key, Luca, or we have the Octomam hiding behind package or at the CPU spot.
It's got to feel pretty bad to do all of that boss or spot hunting and resetting out just to find out that you don't currently have access to the boss spot that you're looking for. Well, except like you said, unless it's behind package, and I don't think Pizza ever checked top of tower either.
He didn't, but he probably keep the boss on the way out through the hook route. We'll see if Slippery does the same thing. Because you can, as you're walking down after defeating the hook boss, you can move to the right just a step, and you can see what boss is at top of tower.
Yeah, I must have missed that when I dropped some frames. Looks like Ashura in top of tower.
Yeah, so that's not something you're going to want to deal with right away, especially again since you're hunting for that Octomam.
Pizza going back and taking on the Kaipo Guards spot, or Kaipo Guards.
Yeah, this isn't that hard of a fight to do. I'm again a little shocked we're not using Fatal or Stone. Oh no, there's a Fatal from Fu.
Just no life glitching here.
And again, with Pizza's levels, he probably doesn't feel like he needs them. This is still 200,000 EXP coming, so.
A Heroine Robe and a Luca Key. That opens up another boss spot for him to check.
Yeah, that Luca Key is really the value there, because if the Octomam is hiding back down behind the Luca Key, that'll give Pizza pretty much set to go.
I expect them to check, or to fight the Wyvern first and then go back down to check that.
Yeah, honestly, I would not be surprised to see Pizza full clear moon. Just do everything up here so we don't have to come back. And if we still don't find the Octomam, which we know we haven't, then go back to Earth and keep looking.
For me, that would be a difficult choice because I know I still have like 3 key item checks down on Earth as well that could lead to Earth Crystal Baron key that Octomam could be hiding behind.
Good points. We have not done the Feymarch bosses, have we?
We beat the dolls. We don't know what the Lunar Sparkle was. He still has the 2 Sheila checks to turn in and the Rat Tail as well.
Well, at least we know the Lunar Sparkle is not Wyvern.
I know we haven't seen Plague yet.
Nor have we seen Ogopogo, I believe.
It's going to be a hard pass on Ogopogo for me.
Yeah, I think the last time I had a seed with an Ogopogo in the Feymarch, it was the very last thing I did, and it was the thing that held progression to finish the seed.
Yeah, that is not a nice place to find an Ogopogo if you're running the seed. Slippery going to Dwarf Castle and trying to get that objective accomplished, which should be pretty easy considering their levels.
Oh yeah, at this point, Slippery should be able to run wild to pretty much anything left in this seed, at least till they get to the moon, then they might have some issues.
Both players make it through their respective boss fights at the same time. We'll see what Pizza gets for defeating the Wyvern, but they have also completed another objective.
Yeah, it's going to be objective number 2 out the way for him. And our key item is only a Blizzard Spear. Nice for Kane, but with the Gungnir Spear already in hand, not really a necessary thing.
It's a race to find that Octomam.
At this point in this seed, knowing how long we took the grind, Slippery has got to feel like he is behind. Now that could change if he goes and does these Sheila checks immediately, and that turns into Earth Crystal or Baron Key, which holds our Octomam. But at the current moment, you have to give the edge to Pizza and how he's played the seed and how far ahead he might be.
Looks like Pizza is going to continue to clear the moon while he's here.
Yeah, again, knowing that our boss is hidden behind a key item we don't have, this is really the smart play. Go ahead and clear everything, get all the key items from up here, and then come back down and keep searching. To answer your question in chat, we know that Magus Sisters is at Elements. Neither runner decided to even attempt to take on that fight. So we don't know what's at CPU.
Slippery looting a bit of Dwarf Castle, hoping to find some extra goodies there.
In the meantime, Pizza working on this Rubicante fight. Shouldn't have too big of an issue with the levels he's at.
Yeah, his levels look good enough to possibly beat the rest of the game with, actually.
Yeah, I'd say Pizza is at Z levels, just trying to get to the point where he can get to Z.
A lot of his party down in this Rubicante fight. We've got to hope that he ends it soon. Looks like Slippery going to validate his race.
I'm a catering administrator. So definitely good to see the job dwarf.
And only a samurai bow for pizza.
That's got to be a little bit insulting. Yeah, doesn't even want the experience. Just resets straight out of it.
Slippery heading to Land of Summon Monsters to see what free key item he can get there and to check to see if he can find Octomam.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if Slippery decides to check and see who that Lunar Sparkle in the King of Feymarch spot is. In the meantime, Pizza heading out to check the Wyvern spot.
And see how he does, or how he fares against Pale Dim.
Pale Dim should be a pretty easy fight. He's just a little bit annoying with all the slows that he casts, but otherwise, shouldn't give him any problems.
Looks like Slippery resting up before even checking the bosses.
Tells me he's planning to do them regardless of who's down there. Wants to go ahead and get him out of the way, make a one-dip Feymarch.
I mean, you really don't want to have to ever come back to Feymarch. Taking on the dolls first.
Their levels and pushing out with Quake should be very, very quick fight.
And Pizza making it through the Pale Dim fight.
Let's see if it's going to be value or if it's going to be nothing.
And just a defense sword.
Oh, it's value, just not the value we wanted. Defense sword is arguably Kane's best weapon. And again, if he ever decides to go back, take on that Valvalis and Antline, get that Avenger, going Kane defense into Avenger, it's not shabby for Zeromus.
Slippery getting his pink tail, which will lead him to a second Avenger.
Tracker pointing out that defeating the dolls using the nice swag walks with the Meteo, so we do appreciate that.
Pizza skipping out on the Bahamut boss location.
It looks like they want to go ahead and come back to Earth, chase that Luca key.
Luca key, Sheila 1 and 2 package, top of tower for key item. They still have a lot of options here.
I guess the question is going to become, at what point does Pizza realize that he has forgotten about Sheila 1 and 2?
Going immediate for that Luca key turn in. Sees his pan in his inventory, and I wonder if that reminds him.
It's a good bet. I mean, maybe sees the pan and realizes, oh crap, I still have this. Why do I still have this? And goes for it again.
Slippery exiting on out of the Land of Feymarch.
So I know he started the fight. I just didn't quite see what boss was there.
Moving now to to check out tower.
Ooh, it was Ogo Pogo in that King Fanward spot. Alright, so the question here is Slippery going to do the cheeky half tower play and only do the tower room? Or is he going to go ahead and full clear the Tower of Babel here?
Pizza skipping the save in the cave here.
That doesn't surprise me. With Pizza's levels, he's probably not scared of anything left that could be at this location. And we'll know immediately when it needs to reset. But that's an Earth Crystal, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be walking that out.
And it's just some Baron Guard. Shouldn't be too terrible at this spot.
Nope, immediately queues up that stone with Fu, and this fight should be over really fast. Or not.
Slippery heading up to take on Ashura now.
I like this play by Slippery. If Ashura's spot ends up giving us the Baron Key, and Baron Key is where our Octave is hiding, Slippery is right back into this race.
100%.
In the meantime, Pizza does get through those Baron Guard fights as Stone, third time was the charm.
Gonna take the long walk warp out.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Pizza head immediately up to Zot and go ahead and clear it.
I wonder if he'll check the treasury. It's pretty far gated, so there's a good chance for decent items to be there.
I don't know. At this point in the seed, I don't think Pizza does. I think we just kind of roll with the weaponry we have and just go with it.
Slippery getting some wall spells off, so this should just become elementary for him.
Yeah, the only thing you got to worry about is Ashura's physical attacks and the HP he has on his party. That's not going to be really that big of an issue. Using Quake on Fu and probably physical attacks from Kane and Cecil and Archer Rosa make quick work of Ashura.
Pizza actually looks like he might be checking package.
It's a cheeky little play right here. Try going kind of behind there. Did Pizza just accidentally restart?
It looks like he reset to see what the boss was at the Baron Key.
That's actually not that bad a play. And I love Rosa walking the Baron and then the package opening and it's Rosa burning everything down.
Rosa is just an awful person. Finding a dupe Tella here, so that's not any new information. Slippery finding Baron Key behind Ashura.
Oh, if Octomam is at Odin or on the Baron throne, this just became a very tight race.
I wonder how long, if it is Octomam at one of those two spots, how long it will be before Pizza decides to go back and recheck tower.
I'm Pizza at this point. I'm checking package here. I'm checking Earth Crystal. And then I might actually go back up to the moon, check Cape Bahamut before I even go back up to top of tower.
Still also has Sheila checks, another boss in the land of summon monsters.
I mean, best case scenario for Slippery right here is for Octoman to be behind that Baron Key somehow. The Pizza's just got more checks, got more levels, is ready to go to Z. If that Octoman shows up somewhere else, it's pretty much Pizza's to lose.
Also, if Slippery finds the pass or the magic stone here, he could get another advantage in a different way.
And Pizza going straight up to Troya, going straight up to Zot.
Slippery checking, gonna go beat up Yang before he heads back up.
So at this point, the pan, I'm willing to bet, is probably going to give us, or the Sheila checks are going to give us either adamant, spoon, or nothing. And you still could get the pass as well, but I don't think we'll get that lucky.
Well, and they also have a useless magma key still floating out around there, I believe.
True, one of my favorite things is when Sheila's holding onto the magma key. It's like you could have gone down there at any time to go find them.
Pizza, like you said, is skipping the treasury and is immediately going up Zot.
I remember Pizza made this play earlier just to check the first boss. Unfortunately, we were having stream issues at that time, didn't see it ourselves, but he noticed the first boss is not Octoman. So probably just going to blow through the first boss and try to get to the second one and see what's there. If it is not a Octoman, I would not be surprised to see Pizza reset out.
He does still have a lot of free checks left. Slippery getting his Avenger.
Yeah, the routing here for Slippery is perfect. Going ahead and heading the Fabul anyway, stopping by and dropping off the pink tail. Going to go pick up that Avenger. And then immediately head to Sheila.
The one thing he's got to worry about is being sidetracked onto the moon if Octomam is hiding behind Baron Key. And we see at least a dupe Cecil in Tower of Zot.
That is a Duke Kane in the chair, so Slippery at Sheila. Gonna give us our Sheila checks momentarily.
That's a magma key.
Remembering, I have a pan too.
And Octomam on Pizza's side at the top of Tower of Zot.
That is heartbreaking to see for Slippery.
So that means Slippery now needs to go to the moon to get the Luca key and then come back after defeating the Masamune altar as well, do the Luca key and then do Earth Crystal in order to be able to find his final objective.
Yeah, that's a rough chain left over there.
And with that, Pizza is in go mode, and the levels he has should make so that he can just go straight to Zeromus here.
Yeah, the only real bad thing here is that we have not found a pass. Slippery found a pass. I'm assuming that was what he got from Sheila 2. So if Pizza actually goes and does his Sheila check, still get the pass. Otherwise, they're going to be making the long walk down the lunar subterranean. tracker confirming yes, pass with Sheila 2.
Slippery turned in the Baron key and is gonna go fight the bosses here. He has 3 boss checks, so this is a smart play for him, not knowing what we know.
Yeah, if I'm in Slippery's shoes, I've got to follow this Baron key to the end just to see what's going on. So that's elements here in the Baigan spot. We know this because Baigan, or for Rubicante, was on the moon.
Correct. And Pizza is just immediately diving lunar subterrane, so we'll catch back up with him in like 15 minutes after his super long walk.
It's not quite that long, but yeah, we've got a few minutes here.
Slippery easily getting through elements, and we're about to see what's in the second boss spot. It's a water hag.
So I remember we've got our party of Fu, Tella, Kane, Sid, or Cecil, Rosa. We got rid of Edward earlier. Have we seen the 7th character yet?
I have to imagine we might see it here at Baron, or it's behind Giant.
Yeah, those are really the only 2 places left, so.
Slippery gets through water hack easily. We'll probably check his character and then go check the Odin spot as well.
Yeah, if I'm Slippery, that's my next spot is get through this cutscene, save, check the Odin spot. Unfortunately, going to find out that it's not Octomam and reset back out. And that's a dupe Fu, which means our 7th character is hiding behind the Giant.
On Pizza's side, however, they're doing their final equip and final save and heading on down to Zeromus.
So it's about this point in the seed that there's a question we like to ask here in the free enterprise community. Would you like to do the honors today?
Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? Let's see those Z flags in chat, y'all.
So at this point, with everything that's happened with the seed, and I know we've had so many technical difficulties, I would love to see 404 miss just for the lulz.
Oh my gosh, that totally goes.
So in the meantime, Slippery got through the Baron cutscene, heading straight back in. I unfortunately did not see what he got for in the pot.
Neither did I. Unfortunately, we do know that unless it's the adamantine, it's just not going to matter much for him unless... No, there's just nothing he can find really that's going to help him out in a meaningful way. We do have Cagnazzo and Odin spot.
That is going to be one nasty turtle in this spot.
We see the crystal being used, and we'll see what the sprite is in just a second.
Its true colors emerge. Arg. And we have the train.
Unfortunately, we don't have any way to suplex it, and Phoenix Downs aren't going to outright kill it this time.
Yeah, that makes the seed forfeit, doesn't it? We can't suplex the train, no way to win. We're going to have to watch this one play it again.
Yep, time to restart. Let's do round 2. Getting some silk webs out. this fight looks like it's set to be a decently easy fight to win, unless there's some like late game shenanigans. Slippery through on the other side, gonna see what the key item was hiding under, and it's just a ribbon helm.
So unfortunately, not anything that we need.
I wonder where Slippery thinks to go next. He knows he has a required objective on the moon, so I really hope that makes him think, well, maybe, hopefully, I'll find my way once I get there. I would not be surprised to see him full clear it, though, looking for both the Luca Key and the Earth Crystal, however.
Same, I wouldn't be surprised. Just, especially after seeing the dot dotting, he probably has to think that one of the items he needs is up there. Still, might actually get up there, find the Luca Key, and go ahead and say, you know what? I've already got seen the dot done. Let's go ahead and dive and see what's here.
Slippery going to the moon.
That is the right play. In the meantime, Pizza's fight going very, very smoothly. The two Zerkers in Kane and Cecil using nukes and whites off of Fu and Rosa.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see rocks falling very soon.
In the meantime, Slippy is diving straight down to the big checks down the bottom of the moon. Going to check the bosses. Unfortunately, find no Octomam, but hopefully he picks up the Luca Key and goes through.
Yeah, skipping the Pale, Dim, and Wyvern spots in order to check the bottom three. And we do see rocks fall.
So at this point, it's just a matter of time. Rosa getting out of cure just to make sure everybody's got enough HP. But Cecil should be able to take care of this momentarily. To answer your question in chat, Octomam was up in Zot.
And that, I believe, was behind the Luca Key, which was behind the ribbon altar, or ribbon room.
That's correct, and that is the Crackle Boom on Pizza's side. He has won this match with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 12 seconds. Get your GG's out in chat for Pizza. Unfortunately, Pizza is not able to do an interview with us. But again, definitely give GG's out of chat. Played a great race. This was not a easy seed, so.
No, it was a very brutal start and just so many winding rabbit holes that it could take you on throughout it. Slippery going up against Wyvern and having an almost full team wipe here.
Yeah, he's trying to get through this wyvern. It's gonna be a rough spot. As we are at the 2-hour mark, we're gonna go ahead and send this over to Slippy Stream directly. Go ahead and he should be in emote only chat, but definitely put in some emotes, giving him as much support as we can. Again, definitely follow both our runners. Pizza moving forward in the tournament. Slippery giving it his all here for us today. Special thanks to the Restream team. Poydrak handling the Restream. Anthony doing our tracking. My wonderful co-commentator, Graceless Gamer. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure to be here.
Again, thank you for joining us. Again, we look forward to seeing you. We've got tons more races tomorrow coming up. Feel free to keep an eye out both on the RPG Limited Break channel, Free Enterprise, as well as the Random Mania networks, as we will be giving you more bracket action tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful night and take care.
Good night, y'all.